Then he sprang up off the board, flying. Look at Jabari flying. Jabari hit the water with a splash.
Isn't this a fun way to read with your child?
Hi, I'm Pam Waitig-Kirsch, a parenting educator from the University of Wisconsin-Madison Division of Extension. Welcome to Read and Connect, a series on connecting with our children through books. In another video, we talked about why it's important to read with children. Today, we're going to explore ways to read with our children.
Interactive reading is a way of reading with a child that gets the child involved in the book. It's creating a conversation or a discussion about the story, the pictures, and the characters in the book. Interactive reading is a fun, back and forth way to read with children, to build the bond between you and the child, and to increase the child's learning. Traditional reading is when the adult reads and the child listens passively or quietly. In interactive reading, the child takes a more active role in the story. The adult and child have a conversation about the story, the characters, and the pictures. You make comments, ask the child questions, and respond to the child's comments. This back and forth conversation builds the relationship between you and the child. You follow the child's lead, talking about what's interesting to the child and responding to the child's reactions. Your role is to encourage the child to talk about the book. In summary, in interactive reading, the child is more involved. There's conversation. The adult follows the child's lead and encourages discussion. Even when parents can't be with their children, they can read interactively with their children during phone calls and video visits. Parents may also be able to make a recording of themselves reading interactively with their children. Let's see what this looks like. Notice what this dad does to get their child involved in the story.
Hi, Jackson, it's Daddy. Yes, I want to read a book to you today. This is really me on your TV. All right, so I'm going to read a book called Jabari Jumps. And I picked this book because you like to swim, you like to play, just like Jabari. I'm jumping off the diving board today, Jabari told his dad. Really? Said his dad. The diving board was high and maybe a little scary, but Jabari had finished his swimming lessons and passed his swim test, just like you. And now he was ready to jump. I'm a great jumper, said Jabari, so I'm not scared at all. Jabari watched the other kids climb the long ladder. They walked all the way out to the end of the board, as big as tiny bugs. Then they stood on the edge. They spread their arms and bent their knees and sprang up, up, up. And then they dove down, down, down. Whoa, splash. It looks easy, Jabari said. But when his dad squeezed his hand, Jabari squeezed back. I think Jabari may have been scared. It's okay to feel a little scared, said his dad. Sometimes, if I feel a little scared, I take a deep breath and tell myself, I'm ready. Jabari took a deep breath and felt it fill his body from the ends of his hair right down to the tip of his little toes. Jabari looked out as far as he could see. He felt like he was ready. He took another deep breath and spread his arms and bent his knees. Then he sprang up off the board, flying. Look at Jabari flying. Jabari hit the water with a splash. Whoa. Down, down, down he went into the water. And then back up. Jabari, you did it, said his dad. I did it, said Jabari. I'm a great jumper. And you know what? What, said his dad. Surprise! Double backflip is next. So what I want you to learn, son, from this book is that even sometimes when you're scared, if you just take a minute, talk to yourself, you can overcome any fears, just like Jabari. I love you.
What would your child have liked about you reading to them using interactive reading? What did you notice about how the book was read? The reader talked with the child. They pointed out things on the page. They said more than what was printed. They asked questions and changed their voice. All of the qualities I just mentioned made this reading fun and interactive. Not only that, this style of reading is also a very powerful way to bond with your child. We can make reading interactive in many ways. We can change our voice and be dramatic. On the cover, what did that say? Did that say there will be a monster at the end of this book? It did. Oh, I'm so scared of monsters. We can make comments about the story. We can ask questions about what's happening in the book or what might come next. The dog is looking behind the blue door. What do you think Spot sees? We can talk about the pictures. Look, I see a red balloon. Can you find it? We can share what we like about the book. I love this book because the turkey is silly. The turkey has a hat on their feet. That's so silly. What do you like about this book? You might want to make up a story or change the words to fit how you would talk to your child. Look, the monkey is taking the keys. The zookeeper didn't even notice. What is the monkey going to do? You can point out things on the page and count them if there's an opportunity. Learning numbers and counting is part of literacy. Look, see, I can do 3. 1, 2, 3. Be comfortable and be yourself. It's okay to make mistakes. Your child will love it. It's a way to model learning to read. It shows them that adults still need to sound out words and need to figure out what words mean. I often get tongue-tied when I read Dr. Seuss books. Chicks with bricks, chicks with blocks, chicks with blocks. No, let me try that again. Chicks with bricks and blocks and clocks. There, I got it right that time. Share why you chose the book or ask why they chose the book. If it's a book from your childhood, share that with them. You might say, I picked this book because Grandma used to read it to me when I was little. I would sit on her lap and she would let me turn the pages. I would get excited to see what animal was on the next page. I hope you like this book too. Make connections in the story to your real life experiences. Do you remember when we went to a parade and we saw a big red fire truck like this one? If your child is with you, respond to their comments. If your child is not with you, you can make comments based on what you think they might say or what interests them. There are lots of ways to get your child involved in the story. Do what works for you and your child. As your child grows, reading together is a wonderful way to continue building that nurturing relationship. You might take turns reading. Maybe you find that you like the same poetry or lyrics to your child's favorite songs. Maybe you both read the same novel and talk about it as you read. Some parents keep a child-parent journal. They leave a notebook opened and the child can write in it when they feel like it, and the parent can do the same. They can share happy notes, notes about challenges, or something funny. These are all ways to maintain and build that very important adult-child relationship.
Thank you for watching this Read and Connect on Ways to Read with Children. Now that you've learned about interactive reading, what's something that you want to try when you read with your child?